more than 100 years, Oshkosh breweries have been producing special beers for the holiday season. The tradition is alive and well. That's Kevin Bowen, brewmaster for Fox River Brewing Company in Oshkosh. He makes a holiday beer each year. Today we're at the Fox River Brewery in Oshkosh talking with Kevin about holiday beer and more. This is Oshkosh Beer.
Hi Kevin, how are
How's
you
it going?
today?
Thanks for coming down.
Thanks for having me here.
Absolutely.
When I came in today, you were in the brew house training one of the new brewers.
Yep.
And I thought when I came in here, so I remember talking to you, this is a while back, you told me you started actually working around the brew house in 2002.
Yeah.
So 15 years ago, you were in that guy's shoes.
Yep.
Do you ever think of that? Like how far this is all come?
I usually contextualize it when I'm training, and I need to put myself back in my 2002 shoes, learning all that stuff as a green brewer that really had interest but not a lot of knowledge.
Yeah.
So I need to constantly kind of reset myself into those shoes and talk from that learning perspective. I like training. It's fun. It's daunting when I have lots of new guys. Often we've been growing.
Other tasks.
We've been growing at a fast rate, so it's been like addition of staff, and it's been changing constantly.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll get into the growth because I do want to talk about that a bit too. But we got a couple beers here today too.
I drank out of it, but we can share.
Yeah, I'm fine.
So Vixen's Vanilla Cream Ale.
Yeah, and when I contacted you about doing this, I was thinking, Oshkosh has a long tradition of these Christmas beers, but it all went away when the breweries closed, the last of them in 1972. Then when you guys opened, you guys started doing holiday beers again. And do you remember the first year that this was, the Vixen's Vanilla Cream Ale was on?
Well, it's an early name. I think Steve.
Okay.
I don't know if Al did it.
I remember I was thinking back, I remember from like 2005. But I don't know if it was before then. So this has been around a while now.
It's a natural name, Vixen.
Yeah.
For the female fox. And our holiday, everybody thinks of Vixen as part of the reindeer crew, right?
So what are you doing with this beer? Like, why don't you talk about?
So it is on that spiced holiday type beer style. We are vanilla cream ale. Mm-hmm. So it's a light, slightly amber, orangish hue.
It's golden
gold,
color.
yeah, deep gold. So a lot of base malt, a couple flavored caramel malts. I think we use some C60, some Carahel, a German Fireman Carahel.
Moderately strong. It's like 5.9%, right?
5.9.
Yeah.
Yep. So a nice little holiday warmer as well. Right. It's not too low. But very low hops because the spices are supposed to shine. Mm-hmm. I've always maintained, I think every time we talk, I tell you over and over, I'm not a sweet beer guy, where flavored beers like this can easily become sweet.
Yeah.
So there is enough hops to keep it crisp and clean. It's spiced with cinnamon in the boil. We use 2 different varieties of cinnamon, and boy, a little bit of cinnamon goes a long way. Yeah. Think about just dashing it on whatever you put it on, your applesauce, or seasoning into a.
So are you spicing
dessert.
this in the kettle, or are you doing it post-boil? Okay.
Yep. So we add some cinnamon, we add some orange peel, and we add some vanilla to our boil, and then we finish it with a dose of vanilla extract. Okay. I'm talking the best vanilla extract I can get.
The vanilla is what really, to me, stands out and makes that beer special.
Good, it should, because it's called a vanilla cream ale.
Yeah, and my wife loves that beer, and she always tells me it tastes like a Christmas cookie.
That's exactly what it is.
And it does. It really does.
I've even got that in the description.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yeah. I have one of those around.
But it doesn't. You mentioned it. The sweetness. It's not a cloying beer. I mean, it's very drinkable.
It's designed to be sort of mask the fact that it's almost 6%.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like a easy drinking holiday cookie.
Sure.
Yep. a cinnamon sugar cookie, sort of snickerdoodle-y type, with a little extra bonus of vanilla in the batter.
So is this a recipe that you've been developing over the years, or has it pretty much been?
This is a slight variation off of Brian's that we brewed back in 2005, like you remember. Back then it was closer to a 5% alcohol beer.
So it's boosted up over the years.
I changed my choice of vanilla supplier.
Okay.
So I used Penzeys cinnamon,
Sure.
Penzeys vanilla extract. It's always that clear notch above in quality.
Yeah.
Far too often I find at homebrew stores, like the vanilla beans that they sell in the package, they look like raisins.
They do.
Just dried out.
So that's not how they're supposed to look, is it?
Now, they do have a dried look to them,
Yeah.
but not leathery dried. They should, a fresh vanilla bean it shouldn't look waxy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and dull.
That's nice. We should mention, why don't you grab one of those bottles too? I don't think we can see those on. So this is the first year you guys have actually labeled it, and I'll get some better shots in there, but this is the first year you've actually labeled it with your branding.
In fact, I should have a 6-pack carrier too, because it's the whole thing. We're putting this into distribution.
Oh, that's going to go into distribution?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
In fact, I think you can find it. I think we're in quite a few of the festivals.
Okay, cool.
With this. And this also made it into a Mix 12 package that we did. So we started this fall when we had all of our Bago brew collection established. We did our first Mix 12, which was the 5 Bago brew beers.
Okay.
And then once vanilla came online, we
put a seasonal
changed the mix a little bit and got the vanilla in there. So they're available in holiday Mix 12 packs, pre-mixed, as well as 6-packs.
Great.
Available.
Great. So there's another beer we got to talk about too, and unfortunately that beer's been sitting around for a while. Well, not unfortunate really, because this is a beer that can sit around for a while.
Yeah, let it warm up a little bit.
Yeah. Yep. So this is an imperial stout. I believe in a thing called stout.
Yep.
Is this your name?
Yeah.
Where does this come
the brewery.
from?
When we were brewing it, we actually had an imperial stout already in production when we brewed this one, and a lot of people that come here know that we've brewed Vader's imperial stout for years and years. But it's the description of an imperial stout. There's lots of leeway. There's lots of ways to interpret that. So definitely one of those styles that I wanted to get into, exploring different sorts of accentuated flavors.
Well, there's 10 malts in here.
Are there 10?
There's 10 malts in that. Yeah, I'll tell you what's in it.
Okay.
There's 10 malts and then the dark Belgian candy sugar.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got this big round flavor with all these different influences, and you use Special B in there as well. Yeah. So it gives it a little bit of that raisiny thing, and then there's
some caramel 90.
Yeah.
Some Special B. Those both bring out those sort of raisiny
and that
flavors.
hop thing at the end. It's a little bit fruity. You know, it's what is it? Citra and Simcoe?
Mosaic.
Mosaic.
We might have used
okay.
Pretty heavily in.
But it's got that nice, kind of fruitiness to it. It's like a really good winter warmer.
Yeah.
It's a 9.25% ABV. I think.
Yeah.
It's a strong beer.
It's candy sugar, a lot of flavor, boosting the initial gravity as well.
When you're putting together a beer that has that many different malts, like what are you thinking? Like, are you trying to layer these flavors, or are you?
Yeah, that's exactly what I think I'm trying to do. I hope that that's successful.
This is excellent. I mean, I really like that beer.
I try not to put anything in there that's not on purpose.
Yeah.
That I'm choosing some malts. I wanted to. That's one of the things that was not in our Vaders, is that raisin.
Yeah, right.
Our Vaders incorporates a bunch of oats, a hefty amount of premium pale ale base malt. So it's pretty dry, roasty, and grain focused.
That's what I was going to say. That beer was roastier than this one is, I think.
So then, my first effort of a new Imperial Stout, we released it. We might need to change the name because I think other breweries have used it. It was the Dark Matter Imperial Stout.
Right.
And that was a total revamp, not a iteration of Vader's. It was, all right, let's start from scratch and try this over again with a different sort of approach. And that one I wanted it to be malty, distinctly malty, big, bold. One of the things I was a little disappointed on was it wasn't quite as black as I wanted. It was just shy of black. So you'll notice this one
Yeah, you hit the mark on that.
pitch black.
That is opaque.
Opaque, yep. So I think we really achieved a nice balance on the dark matter. Imperial Stout was not a hoppy interpretation of the style, malt forward, similar strength. This came right on the heels of it. Dark matter was still in fermentation, and we brewed another Imperial Stout, a new interpretation, sort of taking off what I learned from dark matter. That it wasn't quite dark enough. I wanted it black.
What really stood out to me initially with this, I mean, besides all that malt flavor, was the hop flavor. I mean, that it really melds well with all the malt that's in there.
So, dark matter was still in primary fermentation, and my initial estimates on it were it wasn't hoppy enough. It was a little too malty. But actually, it all came together after conditioning and maturation. Yeah. It blended into a really fine beer, which I wanted to make it blacker, and I wanted to make it something new as well. So I went for some bold, stinky American hops.
Yeah, they work really well in there. So is this a one-off beer, or will this be visited again? Or
this one, we're definitely going to revisit Dark Matter.
Okay.
Because that was a lot of positive comments. Us in the brewery
and that
really
came
enjoyed
and went.
it.
Like, just it was gone.
That's why we needed to brew another one. We knew it was going to go over really well. When we do the high gravity, high alcohol beers like that, it's a smaller batch for us.
Okay.
So they do burn out pretty
Sure.
quick. We got a lot of Imperial Stout drinkers here too.
Nice.
A couple of our regulars are just, once I put them on, they're the happiest fellows around.
Well, you know, especially this time of year. I mean, these are great beers to drink as the weather gets colder and that. So, speaking of like, you know, that beer coming and going, you guys, last year, 2015, was a record for you guys as far as production goes.
We're going to blow it out this year too.
You had surpassed that by October of this year, last year's record. I mean, how long can this kind of growth go on before?
We're at it. We're at our capacity.
That's
you know,
it.
I'm pulling out every trick in the book. We're starting to evaluate, you know, what pieces of the little pieces can we add to our brewery to eke out just a little bit more. But we want to keep the growth going. We want to enter new markets. Most likely going to lead us into, for the initial stage, getting some help. So leaning on some contract brewing to do some of our big production numbers. Allow us to keep the variety here at the pub, but supply other bottles, kegs that are being more widely distributed.
Do you
now.
think you'll be able to hook up with a brewery in the area, or do you think you'll have to go outside of the area?
We've been talking pretty close.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nothing
there's enough
formalized
options
yet,
around this
but,
area, you know, at this point. Where that's great. That's great. Well, I mean, this is like a story that just keeps evolving. And I remember 2 years ago we were talking about this, and you were kind of like feeling like you were against the wall, and now you're at this point. It's like at some point, you know, it's gonna have to grow bigger, I guess. You know, I mean,
that's the plan. We haven't even touched Madison, Milwaukee, which is our next goal. Let's get statewide.
And a lot of this is driven by Blue, the beer, the blueberry, Blue Bobber.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which we kind of expected it to be our rock star.
Did you?
Because we knew from before we got into distribution that come summertime, we would sell 3 to 5 times more blueberry than any other beer. So we knew a lot of people liked it.
Yeah.
And that it was going to do well. And there was always that question coming back to us too. Why can't I get this at the store? So I guess rest assured, customers, your voice is heard.
Yeah.
You know, when you say I want to see this in the store and this product, you know, we did it.
Well, every brewery wants a beer like that catches on, you know, and really kind of pulls them forward. And I mean, you got it going. It's great.
Yeah.
All
We're
right,
excited
Kevin.
about it.
This is awesome. We'll have to
Thank
get
you.
together again soon and see what the next phase is here.
Yeah.
Cool. Prost.
Jingle bells, klingt es weit und breit. Macht mit mir eine Schneeballschlacht der